Brand new SUVs sitting on UK forecourts for over a year, with dealers cutting prices just to move them. In today's British market, strong specs and sharp styling aren't enough, because range anxiety, reliability fears, rising running costs, and fading brand confidence are quietly killing sales. We're counting down 5 SUV models that dealers simply cannot shift, ranked by how stranded they've become. Starting at number 5. In the 5th place, the Vauxhall Mokka Electric finds itself stuck in a holding pattern on UK dealer forecourts, not for lack of potential, but because the numbers just don't quite add up for most buyers. On paper, the Mokka Electric promises up to 252 miles on a single charge. Yet in real-world British winter or motorway conditions, owners report closer to 130 to 155 miles before needing a top-up. That gap between brochure range and daily usability is a sticking point, especially when rivals like the Hyundai Kona Electric offer both a higher usable range and quicker charging. The Mokka's 100 kilowatt DC charging cap means a 30-minute wait for 15 to 80%. While the Kona's 150 kilowatt system can do the job faster and more conveniently on the UK's growing network of high-power chargers. Stellantis's EV overstock has pushed dealers into a discounting mode, with £2,000 to £3,000 knocked off the sticker price and some entry trims now dipping below £30,000. These reductions have changed the Mokka Electric's market position from a mainstream EV contender to a clearance stock calculation. For buyers whose charging habits match the car's limitations, short commutes, regular home charging, little motorway use, the Mokka Electric can be a bargain. But for most, the combination of range anxiety, slower charging, and a crowded field of better-equipped competitors keeps these cars sitting unsold for months at a time. It's not a bad car, but in today's market, being decent isn't enough to guarantee a quick sale. Number 4, the Alfa Romeo Stelvio stands out for its style and emotional appeal, but remains a tough sell on British forecourts. The Stelvio's design, with its sharp lines and sporty stance, gives it a presence that rivals often lack. Behind the wheel, it delivers a genuinely engaging drive, promising far more excitement than the average family SUV. Yet for many UK buyers, the decision never gets that far. Reliability worries loom large, fed by years of owner reports and survey data. The most recent What Car survey, using the Giulia as a proxy, puts Alfa Romeo at just 83.5% reliability, 17th out of 20 in its class. For the Stelvio, owner forums and buyer guides repeatedly flag up issues like infotainment system shutdowns, electrical gremlins, and a transmission that can hesitate at awkward moments. These aren't just isolated complaints, they're recurring enough to shape the car's reputation. Dealers have responded with discounts up to 10% and extended warranty offers, hoping to tip the scales for hesitant shoppers. Even so, many buyers filter the Stelvio out in favour of the BMW X3, which carries a stronger reputation for long-term dependability. The result is a car that looks and feels special, but sits unsold for months because trust is just as important as excitement in the UK premium SUV market. Number 3, the Land Rover Discovery, presents a classic case of showroom appeal colliding with the realities of British ownership. On paper, the Discovery looks like a winner, a spacious, upmarket SUV with serious off-road credentials and the kind of badge that still turns heads. But for UK dealers, the Discovery has become a long-term resident, often sitting unsold for over 200 days, far longer than its smaller Discovery Sport sibling, which clears in just under a month. That sluggish turnover puts pressure on dealers to offer 5 to 10% off the asking price, especially on higher trims where unsold stock piles up. The sticking points start to add up quickly. Electrical faults, sensor glitches, and infotainment bugs are a recurring headache, with owners reporting everything from warning lights to full system resets that require dealer intervention. These reliability questions don't just dent confidence, they add a layer of complexity and cost that's hard to ignore. Then there's the matter of fuel. With a combined real-world figure of about 21 miles per gallon, the Discovery's annual fuel bill can top £4,200, outpacing rivals like the Audi Q5 and BMW X3 by a significant margin. For families facing the day-to-day grind of British motoring, those running costs are a deal-breaker. Despite its size and prestige, the Discovery's blend of high ownership expenses and persistent technical snags turns what should be a premium family SUV into a negotiation target. Buyers are increasingly looking elsewhere, drawn to competitors with stronger resale values and fewer question marks over long-term reliability. The Discovery isn't a bad car by any means, but in today's market, even a legendary nameplate can end up gathering dust when the numbers and the ownership experience don't quite add up. In second place, the Vauxhall Crossland faces a market reality that's hard to ignore. With its production officially ending in 2024 and the Frontera replacement waiting in the wings, confidence in the Crossland has simply evaporated. Dealers are left with a model that no longer has a future, and it shows. Auto Trader's data tags the Crossland as the slowest-selling used car in the UK, with an average of 75 days on the lot before it finally moves. That's more than 5 times slower than the fastest sellers in the segment. The root of the problem is clear when you step inside. The cabin feels dated, and the infotainment system lags behind what buyers now expect from even budget rivals. For shoppers comparing options, fresher alternatives like the Ford Puma or Nissan Juke offer a more modern experience for similar money, making the Crossland a tough sell unless the price is seriously cut. Dealers have responded with discounts in the 8 to 12% range, but even these aggressive deals struggle to overcome the anxiety that comes with buying a discontinued model. Showroom visits often end with buyers drifting towards newer, better-equipped small SUVs, leaving the Crossland as a value play only when the discount is steep enough to tip the scales. The practical boot and low running costs are still there, but in a market that's moved on, the Crossland remains parked up, a reminder that being affordable and decent just isn't enough when the model itself is at the end of the road. And finally, in first place, the Jaguar F-Pace stands as the most commercially stranded SUV on British dealer forecourts. The turning point came in November 2024, when Jaguar Land Rover imposed a UK allocation freeze that stopped all new F-Pace deliveries overnight. For dealers, this wasn't just a supply hiccup, it was a seismic shift that forced a complete rethink of their business model. With no fresh stock on the way, showrooms pivoted almost entirely to used car sales, leaving unsold F-Pace units as a mounting liability rather than an opportunity. The numbers tell the full story. In April 2025, Jaguar registered just 49 new vehicles across the entire UK, down from nearly 2,000 in the same month the year before. That's a jaw-dropping 97.5% collapse, unmatched by any other mainstream brand. For context, even niche luxury marquees managed to move more metal in the same period. The F-Pace, once a World Car of the Year and a design icon in 2017, is now caught between its celebrated past and a future clouded by the brand's all-electric reimagined strategy. Dealer response has been swift and brutal. Markdowns of up to 30% have hit the remaining F-Pace stock, with some high-spec units now listed for less than a mid-range Audi Q5 or BMW X3. These aren't token discounts. This is a fire sale by any measure, driven by urgent cash flow needs and the looming risk of unsold inventory aging out completely. Dealers report that the only way to generate any showroom buzz is by slashing prices to levels that would have been unthinkable just a year ago. Even then, foot traffic has shifted decisively toward nearly new and approved used models, where buyers perceive better value and less risk as Jaguar's new car pipeline dries up. The F-Pace's predicament is made all the more striking by its pedigree. This is a car that once topped global design charts and anchored Jaguar's SUV ambitions. Now it's the clear example of how quickly fortunes can change when market confidence evaporates. For buyers, the upside is obvious. There has never been a better time to negotiate a deal on a new F-Pace, with dealers willing to listen to almost any reasonable offer just to clear the books. But the underlying lesson is sobering. For all its strengths, even an award winner can end up stranded when uncertainty takes hold and the market moves on. In the UK today, being decent simply isn't enough to guarantee a sale, no matter how storied the badge. Across all 5 entries, one pattern stands out. In today's UK market, decent specs and familiar badges aren't enough. Buyers have become ruthless, weighing every flaw against fierce rivals and tough running costs. It's a wake-up call. Survival now means exceeding expectations, not just meeting them. What surprised you most?